Hi guys, a little complimentary recording, a few bits and pieces to practice that we've been familiar with on the first part of our yoga journey. So we're going to start in seated. I hope you can all see me. I feel like the camera's a little bit of a long distance away, but in case we need to stand up. So we're going to start in seated, resting our hands on our knees, our palms facing upwards. Palms upwards signifies we're ready to receive from the universe. Maybe we gently close down the eyes or soften our gaze. And just allow our attention to fall to our breath. And just at the moment, not judging or making comment on the breath, simply observing, allowing the inhale, allowing ourselves to settle on our mat and knowing that the thoughts and the busyness and the to-do list can slide off our shoulders, off our mats, ready for us to pick up whenever we're ready to do so. Bringing the attention to the tip of our nose, start to follow the journey of the breath as it enters the body. Feeling the cool air entering the nose, the throat, the lungs. And as we exhale, notice the journey of the air from the lungs, the throat, to the tip of the nose. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. And as we continue that journey of breath and following the breath, start to consciously lengthen the exhale. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. 3 more rounds of breath like that. Breathing in. I am breathing out. And allowing our breath to resettle to its normal pattern, maybe batting open the eyes. And on our next inhale, bringing our hands overhead, allowing the shoulders to drop towards the earth whilst the fingers reach towards the sky. Exhale and allow those hands to float to the floor. Inhale, rising up overhead. Exhale, floating to the floor. And maybe imagine the beautiful rhythmical flow of wings as we allow our hands to drop over. This time, find your left hand on the ground and float your right hand overhead, stretching through the side body. Sweeping your way forward, so we're starting to wake up the lower back and the spine and finding that asana, that shape to the opposite side. 2 more like that, so coming back round through the front body and finding ourselves reaching overhead. Last time, coming through and finding that arm swooping up and starting to come through, come down. Allow our left ear to fall over our left shoulder. And maybe float that left hand, place it up by the left ear, allowing gravity to create length through the neck. And maybe create more intensity, raising that right arm. Breathing into that right side neck. And we'll release to float the arms back down to the ground, up and overhead. Exhale to lower, and this time finding that neck stretch to the opposite side. So right ear over right shoulder. Maybe bringing that hand towards the ear. Maybe raising the left arm to create more intensity. Yogi's choice. Inhale to float back to upright, dropping the chin to the chest. And taking a little neck roll, side to side. First in one direction, then in the other. Just loosening up through the neck one more time. And finding your head back to center, both hands on the knees. Start to push your way up and forward, elongating through the front body. Imagine that beautiful pigeon puffing out their chest and then coming backwards, rounding in, allowing the head to drop, the arms to come forward. Rising up, pushing that chest through, starting to warm up the back. And exhale, coming back, pushing into the back body. One more time, coming forwards. And rolling back. Taking a little twist from the waist. Any direction. Allowing fluid, organic movement into the spine. And maybe taking that into the opposite direction. One more twist round. And taking that through so that our right hand is on our left knee, our left hand is behind our back. And taking a gentle twist, looking over our left shoulder. Deep breath here and a long breath out, and bringing that round to the opposite side. So left hand on right knee, right hand behind us. And looking gently over our right shoulder. Coming forward, we'll find our tabletop position. So yogi's choice to work on bone density. And if it's comfortable for your wrists, stack your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. If you feel like you want to engage more fully through your arm muscles, and you want to reduce the angle in your wrists, bring your hands forwards a little bit. But wherever you are, inhale, drop the belly and look up. Taking our cow pose. And as we exhale, we push through, rounding through that black Halloween cat. Inhale, pushing through cow pose. Exhale, rounding through black Halloween cat. Inhale, pushing through to cow pose. Exhale, finding the black Halloween cat, tucking our toes, rolling our hips, and pushing ourselves back into downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling our dog out, maybe finding a moment of exquisite stillness. And as we exhale, we drop our knees with control back to the mat, rocking back over our heels, sitting up, giving our wrists a little shake out, a few little gentle circular movements, allowing a little grace into our hands and our wrists, maybe bringing them overhead to find our way back to our tabletop position. This time float the left leg, finding the leg parallel with the ground, the toes pointing downwards, and maybe extend the right arm. Zipping up through those tummy muscles, that Uddiyana Bandha. As we exhale, we bring our elbow to our knee. Inhale, extending out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extending out. Last time, Exhale, elbow to knee. Extending it out, dropping the hand, bringing the leg through and rising up. Finding our low lunge. Exhale, bringing our hands back down, tucking the toes and stepping back to our downward facing dog. 2 breaths here before we drop our knees to the ground, and this time extending our left leg, our right arm. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extending out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, floating arms and legs long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Last time, reaching forward with that front hand before taking it to the ground. Rolling through, remembering that Halloween cat spine and finding our left foot between our hands at the front. Floating those hands up into low lunge. Reaching towards the sky, allowing the shoulders to fall down the back. Exhale, dropping that, sliding your foot through, finding your way back into downward facing dog, and walking your hands backwards so that you're in forward fold at the back of the mat. Rolling up through your spine. Inhale, bringing the hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. And moving into our warrior one, so strong standing pose. There's warrior one and warrior two. Finding our weight onto our right leg, stepping forward with our left leg. Find our back foot at 45 degrees and bend the front knee. So you can wriggle with your feet. Inhale, floating those hands overhead. Looking forward, dropping the shoulders down the back. Rising up on the back foot. Pivoting to the side. So that the back foot is at 90 degrees. The front foot is pointing forwards. Arms at shoulder height and staring along the drishti of your front hand. Inhale, straightening both legs, raising the arms. Exhale, dropping those bird wings. 2 more, floating up, dropping down, floating up, dropping down. Last time, and stepping forward about halfway up the mat. So this time, finding your weight onto your right foot. Ignore me turning around, that's just so I can carry on facing the camera, I think. So finding your weight onto your right foot, stepping forward with your left foot, bending the knee, back foot at 45 degrees, swooping the arms overhead, finding warrior one, legs on the opposite side. Inhale, rise up to pivot, back foot at 90 degrees, have a little wriggle with the heel at the front, finding your warrior two. Arms at shoulder height, grounding in the trident in both feet, scissoring those legs. Inhale, rising up, finding your flying warrior. Exhale, dropping the hands. Inhale, up, and exhale to drop. Inhale, rising up. Exhale to drop back down. Warrior two. Finding that drishti. Finding yourself in the center of the shape. Back hand pointing towards your past. Front hand taking you to the future. But you right here, right now in the middle. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, stepping forwards. And we should all be at the front of our mats. Inhale, floating our hands overhead. Exhale to fold. This time finding our hands on the floor, knees bent, stepping back, finding that downward facing dog. Bending the knees, looking forward, hopping through halfway, and finding ourselves back into a comfortable seated position. Taking a moment here to settle. Inhale, taking our arms up overhead, Dropping our left hand to the side of the mat, right hand overhead. This time flowing straight over the top to the other side. Last time each way. Feeling that stretch in the side body. Last time. Before dropping our hands round back to our knees at the front. And pausing. Taking a few deep breaths, allowing ourselves to settle. Maybe closing down the eyes and taking a few moments silently thanking ourselves for our practice on our mat today. Knowing that time spent with ourselves on our yoga mats is never wasted. Taking a final deep breath in, arms overhead. Exhale to bring your hands to heart center. Anjali Mudra. Taking a deep breath in, dropping your head to your heart space of mind intelligence to body intelligence and bowing to each other. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you guys. Just a brief practice, a little something to keep you going.